Hey guys, so I just wanted to read you all a book. Let me make sure my microphone's on real quick. Okay, it is good. Um, sorry. So, and it's about verbs. Now, why are we talking about verbs? Well, let me tell you. Because a noun is known as a person, place, or thing. Okay, and an adjective does what? I hope you said it describes something like, oh, a shiny Christmas tree or green Christmas tree, shiny ornament, sparkly ornament. So it describes something. And a verb is a little bit different. So I wanted to read you a little book real quick. Let me see if I can maximize it here. It's called To Root, To Toot, To Parachute. What is a verb? A verb is a word that shows action or being. Whether you scale a wall or a fish, make a design on a cup or a dish, take out the garbage or sharpen your knife, verbs are a part of your everyday life. Oh, look that. Oh, it's telling us what it is. To root, to toot, to parachute, to play the flutophone or flute, to dare, defend, descend, disturb. If it's an action, it's a verb. Verbs are the words like sing and dance, pray or practice, preach or prance, toss and tumble, jump and jam, whine and whisper, sleep and slam. So are holler, help and hold, whack and stack and pack and fold, fix and finish, load and lift, hurry, scurry, shake and sift. So take a present, send your thanks, pull a tooth or pull some pranks, blow a bubble, sew a sleeve. You'll use a verb for each of these. A verb can take a form of be, like you are tall or I am free. That is fun. It's been great. Were you the one who was so late? Punter, passer, shooter, score, swimmer, paddle, pitcher, pour. Jogger, juggle, jigger, leap. Verbs can tire you out a heap. You can crawl or fall or pet your pooch. See a ball game, be a mooch. Jump and slump and play it cool. Hunt and hike and bike to school. So pick and fiddle, strum and stroke, tease and teeter, sob and soak. Sweep your sidewalk, paint your curb, and know that each action is a verb. Have and has belong here too, like I have green eyes, she has blue, or Mindy has a mini mutt. These verbs can tell us who's got what. Verbs tell of ships cruising, dogs snoozing, and slime oozing. Hopefully not all over your carpet like my kids do. They tell of spies spying, guys trying and losing, of leaves when they're falling, and wind from when it's blowing, the rain when it's raining, the snow when it's snowing. They tell us of dogs that are barking or sleeping, of cars that are racing or merely beep beeping, of planes that are flying and trains choo choo chewing, and Edna oh-hieing and Mom toodalooing, of corn that is popping and singers doo-wopping, of folks that are sweeping and afterwards mopping. So whether it's dangerous, dull, or superb, each sentence you see simply must have a verb. So what is a verb? Do you know? I hope that you're going to say, yes, I know what a verb is now. It's an action. So I wanted you to kind of see that silly book so that we can kind of talk about our lesson for today. So you're going to be looking at some verbs, but these are going to be in the past tense. That means they've already happened. So like I could say, I jumped. And so that means that a minute ago that I jumped. So some of these verbs, you add an ed on the end and it's easy peasy. Okay. Some verbs are a little different. To make some verbs past tense, you add ed to the end of the verb. So with these, you add ed as well. There are 3 different sounds that ed can make. So here we see started, wanted. See the id? Id. Called, ruined, lowered, tried, walked, talked, worked, looked, tipped. You get the point there. I won't keep you any longer. Okay. And some past tense verbs are different. So like If it ends in an E, you add a D, such as rake turns to raked, because you wouldn't add an ED because it already ends in an E. Okay, some of them end in a consonant of Y. So you change the Y to I and add ED. And you're going to look at that more on one of the slides, so you'll dig a little deeper. You also ending in one vowel and one consonant, but not W or Y. Okay, so that gets a little confusing. Double the consonant and add ED. So look at jogged. The consonant there is O. The consonant is G and the vowel is O. And so we doubled that consonant G and added ED. Now, some verbs just, you can't even add the ED. It's just not going to happen. So they're called irregular verbs. That means they're not normal. Okay, kind of like my children today. They're just kind of weird. So say would equal said. You're not going to say that Miss Amanda say something on the video. I heard Miss Amanda say something on the video. Then you've already done that. However, the past tense is said. Run, ran. Drive, drove. And then you can read through the rest. So what you're going to do is you're going to look at these verbs here. This column is you add ED to it. I've already kind of done it for you just so you have an example. Add just D. Irregular means you got to change those up a little bit. Can't add the ED on that. Not going to work out so well. Or you're going to sound like you're from good old Western Kentucky. These, you will add the consonant or double the consonant and add ED to it. So we've kind of talked about that. This one is change the Y to I and add ED. I put this can be tricky, but I know that you can do it. So watch this video and she explains it very well. And then fix these for me, okay? And that's basically your verbs for the day. We're going to be looking at more of these just so that we're working good. And verbs are so important because every sentence has to have one. And so as you become super duper writers and even readers, it helps you. So I promise, don't give up on it yet. All right. All right. Thanks, guys.